Want to capture this video of kind of where I'm at right now. Um, being honest, I'm just battling a lot of self-doubt. It's Thursday of the first week of the year. I imagine having this big week this week, like really hitting it hard and selling out my program, which starts next Monday. I haven't sold any tickets yet. And I'm just consumed with all this doubt. Like, I'm not qualified. I'm not good enough. My wife has been saying you should be focusing on businesses and offer a service to businesses. And I've heard that message from a few different angles, like how it's sort of, in a way, it's easier to focus on like higher ticket, as they call it, like higher ticket offers. And I'm trying to do both, but like higher ticket offers versus like selling a bunch of a low cost product to a lot of people. And that's the model I've been trying to crack for almost as long as I've been doing this now. And it's partly, it's for a lot of reasons. Like, I really love the idea of just creating a product that can help a bunch of people. And I also do want to work with individuals and businesses that are more, that have a bigger budget and are up to bigger things. And I know I can help. I definitely have a lot of self-doubt I'm navigating, but I've brought a lot of value to companies and entrepreneurs, through my career. So I know I have that capability. Part of it is the anxiety of like going out there and selling myself and making deals with people. And that certainly brings up some insecurity and some self-doubt, which also leads me to feel like, well, maybe that's the direction I should be going in, because I always sort of tend to believe that wherever there's doubt or insecurity, that's kind of where I should go, because I don't want to be limited by that. But, I guess one of the things I'm struggling with is like that I haven't sold out this program yet. I haven't even sold any tickets. And I feel like part of being a creator, part of being a YouTuber or whatever it is like developing a relationship with an audience. And I've been ashamed or embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to admit it because I'm this guy who's here like helping people with business. Like, that's one of the things I'm coming out with, is like, I'm going to help you grow your business in a way that is authentic and doesn't involve hustle and forcing and sacrificing yourself like many of us did in our careers. And here I am, not having my business successful yet. And it's really makes me feel like an imposter. It really and maybe that's a reason why I should sort of just be willing to come out and say, like, I'm launching my own business and it's fucking hard, but I'm going to be very transparent about it. Like, I'm embarrassed to come out and say that because I want people to see me as this guy who's got a really successful business and I'm making a bunch of money at this. And I know I'm going to get there. I'm very confident in that, even though I'm consumed with doubt a lot of the time. But, that's what keeps me going every day, is like, I'm going to get there. And this is the journey of an entrepreneur, is like, you have this vision and you just keep moving towards it, knowing that as many setbacks as you're going to encounter, you're going to have more successes ultimately. For every 9 failures, you'll have a success, at least one, hopefully. But it's really fucking hard. And I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs over the years. I've worked with a lot of people to help them build their companies. And especially as a designer, I was designing websites and marketing collateral and ad campaigns and branding and all the things that helped people grow their company by helping understand their message and communicating it. And I never understood the entrepreneurial journey as deeply as I am right now, going through it for myself, just coming up with my own thing, allowing the universe to sort of express something through me. And as I'm making this, I feel like I'm talking to someone, so maybe I'll actually post this. I was really just capturing this for myself, but again, like, the biggest thing, and this might be the biggest barrier that's holding me back, and maybe that holds other business owners back, which is the anxiety of like not having the business taken off yet the way that I feel like it should have by now. And that's the key, because what is that? What is that should all about? It should be a certain way by now. That's attachment, that's expectation, that's like textbook. Everything that causes suffering is like the way things aren't how they should be. Well, I'm in a situation. The blessing of the situation I'm in is there's always something. Every day I'm working and I'm making my products better. I'm making my marketing better. I'm understanding where I can add value. I'm understanding how social media works. I'm understanding what people need. Every day I'm working to improve my product. I'm not this guy who's just going to focus really hard on marketing and sales, and I'm pretty good at that stuff. But when I go out a little bit with marketing and sales and I start trying to convey a message and then it's not connecting in the way that I'd hoped it would, for me, I go back to the product and I'm like, I need to improve the product. I need to understand myself more. I need to kind of dive deeper. And so every day for the last almost 2 years now, I've just focused on improving the products I've created. I've focused on improving, understanding myself more deeply, understanding where I have value to offer. And I've gotten very, very clear on that. I've put together everything I've done in the past and put it together into these product offerings that are really, really valuable. And I'm like, I think I'm like on the cusp here of finally having things come together, which is how I felt for a long time. And what I mean by that is like, my product is like, I think it's like 80, 90% of the way there. When you're at 80, 90% of the way there, like you're pretty much ready to go. You should just go through the discomfort of pushing it out there and maybe pushing a little harder than you're accustomed to. And that's part of my challenge. And I think this is for a lot of us who have spent a lot of time working for other people, helping other people's companies be successful, and then we're doing our own thing. It's weird because it's easier to push for someone else is what I found. But when it comes to my own thing, and I know it's not just me, when it comes to pushing and putting it out there and it's your own thing, it can be fucking hard because it just brings up a lot of self-doubt. I've helped companies make literally hundreds of millions of dollars. I helped one company get tens of millions of customers. I worked in advertising for 10 years. I worked on some of the biggest campaigns in the world. I know how to do all of the things that I'm doing. And this is sort of like this Steve Jobs moment that he talks about in his Stanford culmination speech. If you've seen that, it's really good. And he talks about how when he founded Apple, all the dots came together. That typography class that he took in college suddenly made sense. And all these points along his journey came together. And I think that's what being an entrepreneur is about. That's what doing your own thing is about. It's about drawing on every part of you, all of your expertise, all your worldly wisdom, everything you've learned along your life journey, and that's what I'm going through. I've literally put together everything that I've learned on my life journey, both my own personal journey of overcoming traumas and childhood traumas and healing and gaining more confidence and understanding myself, and my professional experience in advertising, working in product development, working in the tech industry, learning about like agile and agile products. I forget all the formal names, but all these ways of working that I engaged in my career and all the skills I developed have all come together to help me build something really valuable. And I think that's what it is. That's what this journey is about, whether it's like entrepreneur, creator. I don't know. We need a name for this, I think, because it's basically just drawing. It's being an entrepreneur. It's drawing on everything that you are, that you've learned, that you've become, and putting that together in a unique way that only you can, and turning it into something that's valuable for other people. And so again, I feel like I'm talking to someone, so maybe I'll actually post this. And, this is the journey. The thing that I felt really, I was really doubting myself. I was starting to feel depressed before I made this video. And I'm like, this is what I'm ashamed to come out and say. is that I'm struggling with this self-doubt, with my business not having taken off yet the way that I thought it should have, and knowing that it's part of the journey, because I've been through the journey with other entrepreneurs who I helped grow their company. It was never my company. So I'm kind of going through it myself now. I'm understanding the journey intimately. And I don't know how to end this other than to say, I just wanted to capture this moment in time because I feel it. Maybe the way to have the confidence to put out a video like this is because I know it's just a step on the journey and things are going to come together, and things have come together in the past. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Things have come together in ways I didn't expect. And that's part of the journey, is just letting go, trusting that it's not always going to go on exactly the timeline that you want it to be. It's not going to look exactly the way you want it to. And part of the journey is just letting go, showing up, being guided by spirit. I really believe that part of this journey is about being guided and knowing that there's a force of play. I can look back on my life and just feel so definitively clear that there was a force guiding me, that there's an intelligence in the universe. And that's kind of what keeps me going, is trusting that I'm guided. I'm guided by spirit, by angels, whatever you believe in, just the force of existence. But sometimes it feels so, especially lately, so like orchestrated. Like all of these things have been happening for a reason. And I think it's also that I make it that, something happens, I go through a challenge and I learn from it. And every challenge I've been able to learn from it and take something away from it. So I'll share this, I think. Let me know. Let me know if this connected with you. The biggest fear, I think, is that I'm going to lose trust, that the people are going to mistrust me because I create a video that says, look, here's the truth. I haven't sold out my program yet, and I'm dealing with self-doubt about that. But there's nothing wrong with that. And that's maybe the reason I need to put out this video, is just to overcome, there's this feeling of like you're going to put out a video and it's going to ruin you. And that's the fear I need to get past to launch my business. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching this. Have a great day.